How's everybody doing? I'm your host, Sean Joyce. Welcome to Dropping Nickels and Dimes, and I hope you like our new setup. And joining us today are the co-hosts.
Your favorite Objective Steelers fan, John, and
the professor, Adam McFarland, and I wish I could say I was happy. Once again, I'm as miserable as it gets. Thank you to the Buffalo Bills, and not all, but some of the Bills Mafia members.
Let's talk about one thing that did make us all happy. We all went to the game, we all tailgated, and we all had a good time. As I told my mother today, if you could cut out the middle, I had a good time.
The rest was a great time. You know what? I did have a great time in the morning. It's hard not to have a good time at one Bills drive on a Sunday morning going into the afternoon. So I did have fun until we got into the stadium and gave up 37 unanswered.
didn't even get into the stadium until after they scored their first points of the day. And
wow.
I sat there for 45 more minutes, freezing, waiting for them to score, and well, we'll get into the game, I guess, now.
Yeah, I legitimately said before we got on the air, I don't know if I've ever been more miserable at a football game before. And I've been at some miserable Bills games. This might have been the most miserable Bills game I've ever been to. Nobody was in a good mood. Nobody, except for the guy running naked on the field.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a good mood. There's just a lot of pessimistic fans around me. I just didn't have a good time this week.
It was hard to have a good time. I didn't have a good time. I left at the end of the third. I don't care. I left to the end of the third. I was too miserable at that point. I was like, I'm done.
And you know what?
It's too much.
And obviously that's not the fans' fault. Obviously everybody was in a bad mood because of the product that was on the field. It's just some of the things people say, I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to dissect everything. We're going to go into every detail, everything. The New Orleans Saints beat the Buffalo Bills 47-10 yesterday at Orchard Park in New York in 30-degree cold and snow. So Drew Brees can play in the cold and the snow. And
He didn't throw any touchdowns.
He didn't have to because the Saints ran for 298 yards between three different
Sean Payton could have ran for a touchdown yesterday. Him running for a touchdown means jack to me. Sean Payton could have went in there and ran it. The Saints owner could have went in there and ran a touchdown yesterday. Lack of
discipline?
Huh?
Gap discipline?
Yeah, wow. I wonder why. No comment.
We got beat again on offense and defense on both lines, 5-on-5 again.
Is it just me, or all of a sudden number 99 goes missing and a gap goes missing?
I looked at our buddy, Joey, during the game, and I said 5 times. It became a joke at the end, but it was kind of real. At the 5th time, I'll go over and I go, Marcel Darius was the key. And he laughed, and I'm like, Marcel Darius
It's not a joke. It's not. Is he not?
No.
I said Marcel's stats didn't speak for themselves, but I think his presence on the field spoke for itself. He covered his gap.
John?
Well, I left the game about midway through the fourth quarter.
Smart.
I'm exiting the stadium. I'm pissed because right before Peterman went in. And
Yeah.
I'm leaving the stadium, and out in front of me, a number 99 jersey with some tape over it.
The process?
Nope.
What?
The whatever year the draft pick is. It said
2011.
It said no for the upcoming. Is it the upcoming?
Oh,
draft?
the upcoming draft year.
It said 2018
18 draft pick?
6th round draft pick.
6th round draft pick.
That was
They
smart.
gave him up for a 6th round pick. I mean, the stats didn't speak for themselves, but like you said,
It's the presence.
As Adam told me the other day about Marcel's situation, we did save the money.
We did.
And
There are positives to it. It's just now.
That's the only positive.
It's just right now in season. There are no positives because there's. I said last week, sitting right here, Adelphus Washington is not a starting defensive tackle.
He did.
He's not.
Jarrell Worthy isn't playing well either.
He's not. He's another one. These guys are.
Backup.
These guys are situational players.
Rotational.
These guys, they're. What's the word I'm looking for? These guys are rotational, but that's not the word I'm looking for.
sub package.
No, they all have their purpose.
I can't find the word.
You know what I'm trying to say.
But I feel you.
Yes.
Mm. Well,
They're there because
they're not starters.
They're role players.
The role players was exactly what I was looking for. Thank you very much.
There
Worthy and Washington that's exactly what they are, and that was the exact word I was looking for. They are role players. They are not starting defensive tackles in the NFL. Sorry to say. And Marcel Darius happens to be a star when he's on. So
defensive tackle. Yeah,
it's showing.
Yeah, this is a bummer. I'm bummed, but it's like, what more can we do? We're stuck with what we have now. And I'm not gonna say they threw in the hat. It was a process thing. We know it was a process thing. It was Marcel isn't doing it the way we want it. We gotta do it the way we want it. Okay, that's cool, but it reminds me of Chip Kelly in Philly. I'm gonna shuffle out my best players. They're not doing it my way. Well, now who do you have? And it's like, now who do we have? We got backup D tackles.
I mean, to be fair, you guys didn't have that much to begin with.
True.
We were talking about tanking before the season even started, so.
We were talking about tanking before the season started because we happened to trade a star wide receiver.
Top 10 when healthy wide receiver.
When healthy.
When is healthy.
Yeah.
That's why the trade happened,
Well,
right?
he happens to be healthy this season. He happened to catch a bubble screen for a touchdown yesterday, so, I mean, take it for what it is.
Well, we're going to do something utterly disgusting here. We're going to run the game back. It looked good to start the first drive. Stephen Hauschka.
Yeah, the first drive,
That's all
Kelvin
it looked
Benjamin
good.
gets a catch, and Shady breaks down a
37
37-yarder off. Yeah, that was great. I don't think I saw anything else the rest of the game. That turnover. And you know what? I just didn't feel it on Sunday. You just feel it on certain Sundays. I just didn't feel it.
Yep. I didn't either. I was in the absolute top row of the stadium because I bought my ticket 45 minutes before the game started. Didn't care. I was in. And just like you guys were only down by 7, and the fans, it was the first or second time, Poyer came up on the screen, Bills fans stand up, whatever. No one stood up.
No one stood up. It was so quiet.
It was so quiet,
I
and
don't
the
know
game
what it
wasn't
was.
even over yet. It wasn't even close.
Not even after the
10
turnover.
to 3. Not even the turnover. It was just really quiet.
Nobody was there.
I hated to say it, but at halftime I looked over at the guys and said, that's it.
We're figured out.
And Dennis looked at me and said, why is that it? And I said,
We're figured out.
we are exposed.
We're figured out.
Exposed. We are known. One-on-one.
Collapse the pocket and contain. Tyrod has to throw. Can Tyrod throw?
No.
Can't figure it out.
Nope.
I know he can. I am not seeing it. 56 yards and an interception doesn't shout that.
They had 4 first downs as an offense in the first half.
They couldn't get past the 50.
Stat and I was like, wow.
They couldn't get past the 50. Colton Schmidt couldn't make a punt inside the 10 for the life of them. Nobody showed up. 10 days ago I said, 11 days ago now I said, oh, the offensive line stayed in OP. Oh, I don't know where the offensive line is because they weren't in OP yesterday, so
No.
I don't know where the entire team was.
Don't want to hit. Oh, apparently, you don't want to hit at all.
Trust the process. Trust the process. We were all coached, we were all played. No shit. Back-to-back weeks. Figure it out.
Yeah. You know what? Coach McDermott really had nothing to say yesterday. I didn't know what he was going to say because he really had nothing to say yesterday.
A big negative about it, but then again, I think, what is he supposed to say?
I don't know what he's supposed to say. My guys aren't tackling. My guys aren't rapping. My guys aren't playing. I can't make them play. That'd be amazing for a coach to do.
It's
That'd
true.
be amazing, but
It'd be
it's
terrible.
not gonna
It'd be
happen.
absolutely terrible for the coach to do that. Who the hell would want to play for him?
Oh, I mean, if you threw him under the bus, let's say week 16 or something, like if you blew up at the end of the year, doing it now will kill the whole year. I'm being sorry.
Year's not done. We lost. Hey, realistically, we lost to an NFC team. Season ends today. The Bills still have a wild card spot. It's not over. I don't know. Why am I going into the next week against the LA Chargers not feeling good? I'm not confident about this game, and I could see the Bills losing 3 in a row. It's not good.
We'll get there.
This isn't good.
We'll get there.
There's nothing about this that I go, man, that's a positive.
How fast do you want me to run this back? Because I can do it really quick.
Dude, I can do this whole thing in like 2
through the
minutes
game.
because it's nothing but garbage.
First quarter, Mark Ingram scores on a 1-yard touchdown run, 9 plays, 75 yards.
Right up the run every single time. All I remember from the Bills game is Yeah, but I sit there and remember thinking in the third quarter they have to be averaging at least like 8 or
8 a carry.
9
I
yards
straight
a
up
carry.
before
It was disgusting.
before the end of the first half,
First
I
down.
looked at the guy next to me and I said, "They're getting 5 a carry.
At least.
At least 5 a carry."
It felt like 8 on that drive. Ingram, 8, 9, 10, 7.
It was like Emmitt Smith running down the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's not okay.
The defense did not show up for the second week in a row, and this is what happens if you guys don't have 3 turnovers a game.
Where is that D?
Nobody's
Where are
tackling.
Where are they?
John, I thought about that point all week.
Like,
And you know what? We got 2 turnovers, but if
I
you
get
don't,
it.
can't score, right?
I mean,
If your quarterback can't get past 56 yards.
well, in Tyrod's defense,
That wasn't on Tyrod. I was just saying.
I know.
You can't expect anything to happen
can't
when your
expect
offense can't
that.
get rolling.
when they can't get rolling because the defense just kept giving up points every drive. They didn't stop them. Everybody knows Tyrod's not going to drop back 3 plays out of the 5 or whatever they managed to get on the drive and be able to get the car started
I had a
by
fan.
himself. Because, like,
Yeah.
you get down, they know you're in passing situations, they're going to send 5, and
Yep.
that's where it all goes downhill. If you guys keep him at least, like, close or at bay where he doesn't have to go down and score
Yeah.
21 points at halftime for you guys to be in the game,
Yep.
you guys will be all right.
I had a fan next to me look at me and go, "Our secondary's terrible." And I look at him and go, "What games have you been watching this season? Because I see one of the top 5 secondaries that have had 2 bad weeks." I do not like pessimistic people that say things that just aren't realistic. I just don't dig it.
Agreed.
Our secondary is perfectly fine. Our secondary is...
What most fans don't get.
Oh, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
How many passing yards did Drew Brees put up?
Like
About
230.
150?
How many touchdowns did he throw?
None.
What's wrong with our secondary?
Nothing.
Nothing
I think
but
it lies
the
up front with the front front 7.
Yeah. Excuse me.
For them not getting home because Drew Brees could have pitched a tent back there and camped out. He was there all day long. Like that play he ran it in. Are you kidding me?
Drew Brees should not be running for a touchdown over
Are you
5
freaking kidding
yards.
me?
Should not be. Unacceptable.
He had all of the time in the world back there.
Where's the pressure?
Like, the fact that they didn't give up any touchdowns with them not getting pressure on Brees like that is amazing.
4 sacks in 6 games.
I guess if you want me to point out the overall of the week and what caused us to lose, Rick Dennison. Rick Dennison's got to go. Rick Dennison doesn't open his playbook. Rick Dennison's excuses this week for our loss and for the poor play calling was piss poor. To say, why did you throw it on 3rd and 15? You throw it under 10 yards. He says, well, you have to catch it to get the first down.
You don't run a 5-yard route.
To Mike Tolbert.
Yes. We're going to go into Rick Dennison. Mark Ingram, second quarter, 3-yard run, 8 plays, 48, right up the middle, like John said. Will Lutz ends the half with a 23-yard field goal, 17-3 Saints at halftime. Third quarter, Alvin Kamara, 5-yard run over the edge. Mark Ingram, 3-yard run up the middle. Drew Brees, 7-yard run up the middle. That's, count it,
Drew Brees shouldn't be getting those runs.
5 rushing touchdowns.
And you want to know what the X factor for the game was?
Alvin Kamara.
Kamara,
He's the absolute perfect complement.
We do that
to
going
Ingram
into the
down there.
week. Hey, when both running backs on the other side have over 120 yards, it's an issue.
I just remember like all the plays Kamara's getting the ball. They're not handing it off to him like on some inside zone or something. He's like shovel passing it out to him. He's got like lead blockers in front of there. Sean Payton found creative ways to get that kid the football, and he destroyed you guys on the edge. And then when you guys widened it, Mark Ingram would come in
And take the B gap
Bulldoze
and
you
just
guys.
go.
Absolutely.
The B gap was just open all day. I just watch him run a simple in and just do, and I'm just
and then
really.
he'd put his shoulder
He's
down
in
and take the
second zone,
linebackers
yep.
for 2 or 3 yards every time.
Our defense wasn't good at all. Nothing was good. But and another thing, Brandon Tate, if the ball is in the end zone, take a knee, dude, because your first 3 tries you couldn't get it past the 15-yard line. Stop. It's like Leonis McKelvin. Anytime I get the ball, I'm just trying to make a play. That's going out into business for yourself, not looking out for your team.
I'll commend him on maybe one or two of them, but not three of them, because at least someone was trying to make an effort to win.
I appreciate it, but if you can't get past the 15, the ball is marked at the 25 if you take a knee.
Yeah,
it's unacceptable.
Agreed.
If I'm the coach, I go, you don't take a knee next time you're in the end zone, that deep, you're getting benched.
Maybe since he did it so many times, he was told to do it, right? That's something to think about. So we point the finger back.
That's a possibility, but that goes back to coaching. Who's coaching? Who's making these calls?
Agreed. Fourth quarter, Will Lutz hits a 53-yarder. Trey Edmonds, the Saints' third-string running back who hasn't had a carry all season, ran for a 41-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to put the Saints' lead to 47-3. And no, I'm not going to entertain this last one. Nate Peterman and Nick O'Leary, 7-yard touchdown pass.
Nate Peterman throws a touchdown against second and third stringers. Go ahead, Bills fans. That's our starter.
I'm not entertaining that.
Promised land.
Get out of here, man.
I can't stand that shit. Start Peterman. Start Peterman. Hey, start Jeff Toole. Start E.J. Manuel. Start. I go down the list, man. I don't want to hear it.
John, what quarterback would you like to see come to Buffalo in the draft?
What quarterback would I like to see come to Buffalo in the draft?
Yep.
He wears number 6 and he plays for the Sooners.
Yeah, that'd be my number one.
We want to see Baker Mayfield in Buffalo, New York if Tyrod Taylor doesn't work out.
Hey, if Sam Darnold doesn't want to play for the Browns.
Sam Darnold's going back to college team.
I don't want no California kids in Buffalo.
Yeah,
right.
we
hasn't worked before, won't work now.
We're not like California.
The thing I like about Baker, though, that I would really see the good thing about him coming to Buffalo, he is a competitive
That's what we need.
son of a gun.
That's what we need. We need a guy with drive.
He has a giant chip on his shoulder,
and
I feel like he would want to prove people wrong. Here in Buffalo, I can take them to the playoffs because when the draft rolls out, he'll probably if he doesn't go first round, it's because they're gonna sit there and knock his height and his system and all that stuff. But the throws the kid makes on Saturdays are Sunday throws.
Hey, anybody that throws 6 touchdowns, 598 yards, I want you here in Buffalo. Doesn't mean I'm giving up on Tyrod though. Tyrod, this is a make or break week for you, flat out. This week right here is a make or break week for Tyrod Taylor. You show up or I have no faith in you. 56 yards at a touchdown, man. I back this guy up weekly, week after week. I'm going to back him up right now and say, hey, man, one bad game against a really good defense. I guess he had a good game the week before. So we can't really pick him apart and say, oh, this was Tyrod's fault, this was Tyrod's fault. But one bad game doesn't define your entire season. But in my opinion, this next week against the Chargers, if Tyrod doesn't have a good game, this is a make-or-break week for him.
Yeah.
Maybe not as a starter, but in my eyes. For this entire team, this is a make-or-break week.
We watched yesterday him
You guys have 2 first-round picks.
Yes, we do. Thank
I
God.
would invest that in maybe
A
some
quarterback.
offensive lineman.
I was reading today that Baker could fall to 20.
Easily. He's short. He's short, and
this
there's absolutely nothing against him. I think he's
So
going to be the best quarterback to come out of the draft.
If the Heisman winner falls to 20, I'll take him.
He's finished in the top 5 for Heisman sophomore and junior year.
Yeah, right now he's
gonna probably.
I forgot what the percentage was, but he's got a pretty fair shot at it right now. I'm pretty sure the over/under is very over on him.
We are looking at one of the best quarterback classes in years. Great year to finally pick one. I'm behind Tyrod, but
I'm behind Tyrod too. But
I don't want
you guys need to get him
there's a
some help up front.
There's a top 20 quarterback, but if you can get a top 10, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. All right. Well, last thoughts on the game.
Make or break week for him.
That's true. Last thoughts on the game.
On field or off field?
Whatever you want.
On field, same thing I saw 11 days ago. Nothing but garbage. Disgraceful. Off field, I guess you could say on field as well. Bills fans, disgraceful act. Someone was set on fire outside the stadium. Someone inside the stadium was streaking. I'm a firm believer in throwing as many people as you want through tables, drinking as many beers, having as many shots, have as much fun as you want. You want to turn your tailgate into a frat party? So be it, because you're with your friends and you're having a good time, and I'm all about that. I had a good time with my friend right here yesterday. We had drinks and we had a good time. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't go too far. Because inside the stadium, I think everybody needs to remember that there are children. And I was an 8-year-old going to his first Bills game at one time, and I didn't see that. But some 8-year-old saw that. You know what I saw when I turned on ESPN today? The first thing I saw? Mark Ingram jumping into the Bills crowd. You know why he was jumping into the Bills crowd?
Because
There was a kid wearing a Saints jersey in the end zone. Where was the streaker running? From one end zone to the other. That means some kid saw that yesterday. But I see Bills fans on Facebook and online sticking up for this guy, telling people like me that we're uptight. If you had kids, and I don't, but if you had kids, would you want them to see that at their first game? Would you bring them back to another game? If you're from out of town and you bring your kids in, would you want to come back to one Bills drive with your children? I think not. I think it's time to take a stand. There's a fan conduct inside the stadium. You see something going down, text it. This isn't a frat party, it's a football game. Let's not forget that at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a family event. And this is not a frat party. Keep it at your local colleges, because this isn't like, let's not go wild and set each other on fire. There's a point where it goes too far. Yesterday it went too far. I don't stand by it. Can't believe that guy's out of jail. Can't believe that guy's mother called into Shredding Reagan today and said she's so proud of her son. My mother would kick my ass at 25 years old. You're a disgrace. You make us look bad. You make us the laughingstock of the NFL. When I turn on ESPN and they laugh at us with 5 wins instead of the Browns with 0 wins, it's bad. And it's your fault. You give us a bad luck. Keep it at home and keep it in the lot. I'm good.
Goosebumps. John?
Man, I don't think mine's gonna live up to that.
I can't top that either. But go ahead.
I mean, one of my big exciting things was to go to the game to watch a Hall of Fame quarterback play, and well, the Bills locked him down.
I think this is my final Hall of Fame quarterback that I've seen. Peyton, Eli,
Aaron Rodgers.
I have not seen Rodgers live.
I did 2 years ago, the fumble in the end zone.
Yeah.
And another thing for me was I wanted to see Marshawn Lattimore play.
And
you guys didn't throw the damn ball at him or anywhere that much for all I watched.
Tyrod Taylor is afraid to throw the football past 15 yards, and that is what I'm going to. I was
going to go at the play calling.
I'm blaming that on the play calling as well. I'll stick with you.
You're right. It was just bad. They didn't.
Rick Dennison is either opening in his playbook and we're seeing that he's got 4 in it, or he's afraid. He doesn't trust Tyrod. I don't know what it is. Let the kid loose. Let him play his game, man. I said this weeks ago and you thought I was kidding. They don't let Tyrod be Tyrod. Yep. They do not let Tyrod be Tyrod. It's an issue. Let Tyrod be Tyrod. Let me see that quarterback that I saw at Virginia Tech that was putting up rushing numbers like Lamar Jackson does now. Let him do his thing. Let him be comfortable with who he is as a quarterback. Don't try to force him to do something. The garbage that I'm seeing with this Mike Tolbert nonsense, because my 40's probably faster than Mike Tolbert's, okay? It's ridiculous. And that's no disrespect to Mike Tolbert, but everybody's time comes to an end. And when you have a freaking running back that's as big as your right guard, it's an issue. The guy can't make a play, and we're trying to force plays.
Not even that, but you're throwing him on 3rd and 15
at
like the 8-yard mark.
And you're expecting
him to get
that's the
rest
thing.
Of the yardage?
That's play calling to me. To me, that's play calling. And
it was bad.
The excuse of you have to make a completion to get a first down.
It's got to be the play call. Why else would he be on the field? They called that personnel package and sent him out there. It makes 0 sense.
How many times a game does Mike Tolbert get out there and do you guys look and go, why is Mike Tolbert out there right now in this situation? Because I do it way too
many times.
Wow. We're going to take a break here and we'll be back at you after it. We're back. Let's go over this weekend's games. Starting on Thursday night, Seahawks beat the Cardinals 22-16. Bucks beat the Jets 15-10. Thank God. Keep the Jets down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lions beat the Browns 38-24 in a shootout.
Real quick.
Yeah.
The Browns, 12 seconds left to go to halftime. Run the ball on the 5-yard line. Try to do a QB sneak. No timeouts.
I'm glad I didn't see that.
I don't know when Jackson's getting fired, man.
The Browns were in that game the whole game.
Yeah, they ran out of time. They couldn't do anything.
Terrible.
Going to half down.
Titans beat the Bengals 24-20. Titans moved to 6-3. That's surprising. Packers beat Bears 23-16. Don't need Aaron Rodgers that much, huh? Jags beat Chargers 20-17. Playoff team, probably the
See
other
Phillip
one.
Rivers hit?
Yeah, he's in concussion protocol.
He's a bad man.
Yeah, he is.
That was
God.
very, for all you Bills fans out there, a little cheap pop. For all you wrestling fans out there. That was very Jim Kelly-esque.
Well, I think, as John and I said earlier, I think he'll be on the field Sunday. Let's
I think he will too.
Vikings beat the Redskins 38-30. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers barely held on 2017 to the Indianapolis Colts.
We threw the ball. We caught the ball. Boswell's clutch.
A win's a win.
Juju Schuster. I like that. I like his every week, man. This guy's got something new. That was his top this week was his touchdown celebration this week was great. Did you see it? You guys didn't see his touchdown
These
celebration?
Steelers every week, man, just throwing out.
I missed the end of the game.
Oh my God! Him and Le'Veon Bell reenacted AJ Green and Jay.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
He grabbed him by the
really?
he put him in a choke.
I like that we're taking a shot at the division rival.
That was hilarious.
Any chance to beat down the Bengals, you take it. Rams blow out the Texans 33-7. Not a surprise. Rams are for real. Giants lose to the Niners 31-21. 49ers off the schneid.
Ben McAdoo's getting fired, period. End of story.
No doubt.
Josh Rosen goes to New York, replaces Eli. New hit the reset button.
Also goes back to what we were saying last week.
Mm-hmm.
The Niners are not a bad. They're not a bad squad. They just can't figure it out.
Close.
They've lost close games.
Do you remember when the Bills had Stevie Johnson and we lost to the Steelers?
Yeah, I do.
And what we were like 0-7 at one point.
Yeah.
But we came close every week.
We were
I
competitive.
feel like that's how the Niners are right now.
That's good because they're building, and Kyle Shanahan, you know.
He's a genius.
I like Shanahan.
On the Niners point, I'm going to shout out something. Shout out to Marquise Goodwin.
Yes.
Who lost his son, I believe his son, newborn, didn't make it. And he caught a touchdown pass on a bomb yesterday and shot one up to the good Lord. So our prayers from our own Buffalonian to Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah.
Falcons beat the Cowboys 27-7. The Dirty's back.
That goes to show you how. Nah, not even that.
Zeke?
Tyron Smith wasn't in the game. That's a premier position in the NFL.
Talking about kicking a man while he's down, the NFL owners said today if Jerry Jones causes any problems, they will look to force him out of the league.
As his sons have told him to shut up for a while now, and he won't shut up. Patriots pound the Broncos 41-16 last night, keeping them down our slim playoff hopes. And you know what? Since we're a little later tonight, we're in the Monday Night Football game right now. The Panthers are beating the Dolphins 24-7 at the end of the third. Speaking of kicking them down, thank God, because everybody's going to have to lose for us to get in the playoffs.
To backtrack a little bit, I am on Jerry's side.
Okay.
I'm on Jerry's side. Just like the process with how they try players is unfair, I think.
All that's going to blow
It's
up
always
with Goodell
like
and all that.
Why didn't Jerry Jones? No. I don't want to turn this into first
We can't
take.
get into this.
We can't get into this, but I'm going to shoot this out real quick. Why didn't Jerry Jones step up and speak up when Tom Brady was tried?
Exactly my point of what I just
not
said.
his player.
This is all going to blow, and we're going to cover it in January. Because it's going to blow in a couple months. When
We'll talk about
it.
Zeke suspended. Zeke deserved to be suspended. Keep your hands off of women.
I'm done on that. Bills Chargers this Sunday. Los Angeles Chargers. Our first time playing the LA Chargers since the 80s. Wow, that's a shocker right there. How do we win on Sunday?
Make blocks, make tackles, Tyrod throw the ball, Rick Dennison open your playbook. There it is in a nutshell.
John?
Don't get down early.
Don't get down early. That's another
Don't get down early. Establish your running game. Mm-hmm. Roll Tyrod out on boot plays. Get him comfortable. Let him go on the run. Run a couple read option plays. Mm-hmm. Tyrod Taylor can still make people miss, and everybody is terrified of LaShawn Oakley. You have to respect it. And Stay away from Joey Bosa.
Stay
away from Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
Air it out a little bit Sunday. Show people that we're not that scared. We seriously look like the most terrified offense in the NFL. Everybody at least throws it up. Put it up.
Yeah, you've Kelvin
shots.
You've Kelvin Benjamin.
They dialed up, what, 3 or 4 to Deontay Thompson yesterday? That's the only kid they threw it deep to?
Yep. Well, I hate to end the note. Ended on for my part on this note, Bills fans. But for the first week, since we've started doing this show, I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills to lose to the LA Chargers. So,
score?
The Bills are going to lose 24-10.
Heard.
I think it's even worse. I think it's 31-7.
With Rivers. Without Rivers, that's
with
not going to
Rivers,
happen.
of course.
Let's hope
Just
reverse psychology works.
Lynn knows all the
Those
players on the
players,
roster. He coached them. He knows their strengths. He knows their weaknesses.
Anthony Lynn doesn't scare me one bit.
But John, I agree with you on that point.
He knows how they play. He knows what they're good at.
So he'll know how to hit those front lines.
He knows how Tyrod he'll check down if there's pressure to whatever. He knows how he plays.
Anthony Lynn doesn't scare me. If there's one thing that does not scare us, a whole new team.
Rick Dennison, this is the first week I've seen any coordinator on TV after the game. We're not dumb here. Have you realized that yet? We know what we're talking about. We know what we're watching. We're not stupid. We know what you're doing. I said the P word a lot yesterday and today. Quit being a wimp. Suck it up. Be a man. Open it up. If you don't open it up, this is what's going to happen.
You're going to get fired.
47-34. It's going to happen.
The offense needs to stay on the field.
And the D is the problem too. But if the O doesn't score,
why are we playing so hard?
Can't play.
Open the playbook. That's it. That's the key to victory this week because the defense can show up, and I'm sure the defense will show up.
The defense will show up, but you gotta help them out.
As long as the D-line shows up,
and they'll scratch yours.
There, the professor's 3 keys to victory. D-line shows up, O-line shows up, we open the playbook.
Everything we're not doing. I think we're going to come out with a fire that we haven't had the last 2 games that we didn't have Sunday. And we're going to play somewhere nice, so that's good. But I think we're going to lose 27-17. We just can't score on offense right now until we prove otherwise.
I feel like
I can't see
Joey
it.
and the other kid on the left, Ingram, I believe.
Ingram.
Yeah.
They are going to put the heat on Tyrod Taylor.
Well,
the game plan's out there, so let's hope Dennison figures it out because those two can collapse the pocket as good as anybody.
Well, I hope I'm wrong, Bills fans. I'm the professor. Hopefully I'm not sitting here 7 days from now miserable. So, go Bills. You know, still love my team. Still love my people. Bills Mafia. Love you guys. I just get your act together. Some of yous. From the Red Room Studios, I'm the professor. See you next week.
John.
From the Red Room Studios, I'll be sitting here pretty next week because
your Steelers will win.
My team's winning.
And here's to hope the tailspin, pray to God, ends on Sunday. If not,
I do. I agree. I live in Buffalo. I would love to see the city of better.
Open the playbook.
good night. Go Bills.